I'm back for another video. This video is Vita versus 3DS, contrast and compare. Um, in this video, I will talk about the nitty gritty of how the Vita's failing and how Sony could possibly turn it around if they get their heads out of their asses. I'm going to read an article to you from Player Essence and give you a bit of an article from the source material that Player Essence got it from. Basically, we're going to talk about it a little bit, and then we're going to have a commercial break, and then I'll tell you how I feel that Sony could save the Vita if they really get their heads out of their asses. The name of this article is Sony says PS Vita sales jumped 68% following the PS4's launch. The launch of the PS4 has raised PS Vita sales by 68% according to Sony, but it seems like they have left out many important details. The report of the magazine says Vita sales rose 68% the week of the PS4's launch and by 65% the week after. However, Sony left out how much it sold before the PS4 launched, and since Sony blends their PSP figures with their PS Vita numbers, there is no way to accurately tell how much it did sell. PS Vita sales-wise, we are continuing, this is a quote directly from Senior Product Manager Ben Law, PS Vita sales-wise, we are continuing to see strong week-on-week growth since our latest campaign kicked in. The new TV advert went live this week, and we've already seen amazing feedback from PS4 owners on the remote play feature. And the success of Tearaway highlights what a great proposition PS Vita is, either as a standalone device or as the perfect companion for the PS4. Okay, Sony, this is Francis's take. Sony also didn't mention what region it was in or where sales are at lifetime for the PS Vita. Okay, the source article for this is on videogamer.com, and it says basically the same thing, except for the PS4 could be the breakthrough the handheld has been waiting for. The device has struggled to make too much of a dent in the market in its 18 months prior. Okay, okay, I'm going to go to the commercial break. It's a parody commercial break, not real, so, this isn't, there's no money involved. And then I'll give you my thoughts on the Vita versus the 3DS and how Sony can turn it around if they get their heads out of their asses. So, we'll be right back after these messages. This podcast was brought to you by Fanboy. That's right. I am Nintendo Fanboy, and I'm here today to talk about some of the games that I have Prima strategy guides for because I really like them, and even though I really didn't use these strategy guides, I bought them because I friggin' love these games. Metroid Prime Corruption. This game is friggin' awesome. It is friggin' awesome. This is not Dark Samus, by the way. This is Samus when she's been almost like 100% corrupted by the Phazon. So this game is friggin' awesome. This game was 60 frames per second at I want to say 480 standard definition on the Wii. I had composite 720 upscaling cables, so like it was 720 on my TV. But this game proves that Retro. I mean, I have nothing to worry about with Retro at the helm of any game Nintendo IP they have. I mean, they could make their own IP and it would probably be awesome. Second one is Super Smash Brothers Brawl. This game is awesome. I have some more strategy guides that I have to dig out from under my crawl space in my basement in my furnace room because I have so much stuff to show you guys. I probably will show more once I get a new webcam that I can actually, show stuff to you guys too, or find my digital camera somewhere in my house. So basically, these are two great games. The strategy guide doesn't really help at all, but it's friggin' awesome either way. This game is the shit. Both of these games are awesome. So this vid was brought to you by inner fanboy me. Okay then, back to the main program. Okay then, I'm back, and it's time to get down to the nitty gritty. Now, you may remember, if you've been following me in one of my earlier videos, if you are a new watcher, a new viewer, you can subscribe or go to my YouTube homepage and find it in there, where I talked about how Nintendo wrote the book in a vid. I said that Nintendo wrote the book on handhelds. They basically built the modern definition of the handheld gaming market. And so basically, if you want to see how to build a successful handheld, go ask Nintendo. Go read their playbook. Now, Sony is monolithic. Sony is the type of company that basically will walk on a, someone will tell them, yo, there's a bed of nails over there that have been in a board, that have been through a board, and it's laid down so that when you step on them, they're like caltrops, and they'll go into the sole of your foot. And Sony will be like, we will do it our way, and walk on the bed of nails and have these things in their foot and keep on going because they're going to do it their way. What I'm trying to say is that Sony is stubborn. Okay? This is a major flaw for Sony. And the reason I say this is to get to this point. The Vita is the anti-3DS. Okay? It's extraordinarily expensive. It uses proprietary technology. It's not backwards compatible. It doesn't really have any truly compelling first-party games to pull you to get you for that initial buy. So, and the games that are for it, I mean, basically for the Vita, you have 3 choices of games. Okay, shitty shortchanged console games, pretty good downloadable games that are a little too expensive for the Vita. Okay. And series of indie games that you could probably get on Steam for cheaper. So basically, those are your choices. It's like Sony basically said. Sony was given, by looking at history, how to. You look at Nintendo, you look at how they market their handhelds, and you see success, 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 success. They have been given a template as to how to have a successful handheld, and they just won't fucking do it. So basically, Sony has, they've created the anti 3DS, the anti-Nintendo handheld, and it's bad for them because now they're lying about sales. I looked at the Media Create sales for the last few weeks. The PSP has been outselling the Vita TV in Japan. Okay, and the gap between the PSP and the PS Vita isn't as large as you may think. And because Sony likes to bury their numbers with other successful numbers, bury their shitty numbers with successful numbers, we may never know just how much the Vita has actually sold, because it's doing very, very badly right now. So basically, I've enumerated how Sony has basically messed up the Vita in other videos, but we'll pretty much now get on how they can turn it around. Release compelling games that are solely for the Vita. Not cross-play, not cross-buy, not remote play, something that is solely for the Vita. Look at the 3DS, you have a stable of awesome games that are just for the 3DS. Link Between Worlds, Super Mario 3D World, Paper Mario Sticker Star Saga, Sticker Star, Super Mario, Mario and Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story, Mario and Luigi, The Dream Team. I mean, a series of great first-party games that people say, I'm going to buy that system for that. Star Fox 3D, Ocarina of Time 3D, a series of great games that bring people to that system. Mario Kart. Sony is like, oh, well, we'll leave it to third parties to support our system. Let me tell you something. A third party that might make a 30% profit off of their games, that might make that might sell $30 million worth of money, so they make $10 million a year, are not going to prop up a system for a company that has a $683 billion operating budget a year. They're not going to do that. I mean, that's asinine. That's like asking a frail old lady to carry a 300-pound man. No one's gonna do that. I mean, that's a stupid thing. Now, I realize there are some good games for the Vita, but they aren't first-party games. There's nothing that really says. I mean, some people say, well, there's Persona 4 Golden. I'll tell you the truth. I wanted that game, but you know what? I'm not buying a Vita for it. I have it on my PS2. I still have my PS2. I am not buying a Vita. I am not buying a Vita for Persona 4 Golden. I'm not. Fuck no. Okay? Because basically, my initial investment would be too high for me. I mean, I make pretty good money. You know, I'm not a millionaire, but, you know, paying down my house, own my car, paid off my student loans about 3 years ago. You know, I do pretty well. Now, I'm not paying. When the Vita first came out, there was the $300 model and the $350 model. Okay, the 300 was like the Wi-Fi model, and the 350 was like the 3G model, if I remember correctly. And the 3G model was like the luxury model. I don't even think they even make the 3G model anymore, but I can't be completely sure. So basically, you've got this, you know, but here's the kicker. The memory stick that came with it was like an 8GB memory stick. And because of the way it was set up, you had to download the complete game. So basically, after you downloaded maybe 4, 5, 6 games on the low end of the spectrum model, the Wi-Fi model, you were fucked. And you were using a proprietary memory stick, which, unlike the 3DS, like, I bought a 32GB memory card for like $15 at Target. Or maybe it was Walmart. One of those two. They're basically the same. For $15. They were charging, for 16GB was like 40, 30, 40, 40, $50. And for 32GB it was like, or maybe it was 64. Basically, for the largest model, the largest gigabyte, it was like almost like 80, $90. That is fucked up. I mean, no one is paying that. What the hell is wrong with you, Sony? Now they've gotten the cost of the actual unit down, and people are having sales on the memory sticks. But still, that is proprietary memory sticks was a bad move. Bad move. But guess who was on the design team and the head engineer for the Vita? Whoever said Mark Kearney gets a prize. All hail Saint Mark, the overrated master of shittiness. But anyway, that's aside from the point. Basically, my point is this. Sony is beginning, Sony's numbers don't believe the hype, okay? The PS Vita TV flopped in Japan. It's probably going to, because basically it has way too much in common with the Vita. Basically, the Vita TV, I'm telling you what they've done right now. The Vitas that they couldn't sell, they took back to the factory in the dead of night when no one could photograph them doing it, pulled out the guts and retooled it into the Vita TV. Okay, that's what the Vita TV is. They can't sell the Vita. They're trying desperately to save it. I'm sorry. This is funny. This is funny because basically seeing Sony try to prop up the Vita would be if in some alternate reality we saw Nintendo desperately trying to cram the Virtual Boy down people's necks. Now, I have a Virtual Boy, and I'll be the first one to tell you, the only reason I have it is because I'm a collector. It's a piece of shit. I mean, if I wasn't a collector, I wouldn't own it. But Sony is so desperately trying to cram this failure down. It's doing good. It's doing good. Everything's A-okay. Man, you're bleeding out of your ass. Things are going well, but your eyes are crying. You're crying tears of blood. Everything's okay. Your hair's falling out. Your teeth are falling out. I'm doing okay. Man, you're flatlining. I'm all right. And the sad thing about all of this is that Sony, at the rate they've been pissing away money, cannot afford to prop up the Vita. They can't afford it. They can't. Why do you think the Vita TV came about? I just told you. They can't afford to put their game-making potential, their gaming, their first-party studio budgets and efforts and time behind making games for both of these. Now, here's the thing about Nintendo that most people don't understand. Nintendo is a big company, but when it comes to how they allocate money for stuff, it's like a small business. They're very targeted in how they do things, and they keep budgets under control, generally speaking. Sony. Sony. You need to get your shit together, man. You really need to get your shit together, Sony. I mean, really badly, you need to get your shit together. Okay, this is my final video of the day, or night, as it were. So, I hope everyone has a good Thursday, and everyone has a good Friday. I will try and get out one last video, or at least record a video. I won't upload it until after Christmas, because I'm leaving Sunday to go to Universal Studios, Florida, with my girlfriend. I actually have a hotel in the one of the hotels in the actual thing. I'll have to look at my flight, my travel package to see which one it is, but I'll actually be there partying, drinking, hanging out with a loved one, doing stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be great. So I will not be here Christmas, so I'll do what I can. You guys have a good night.